Welcome to the deep dive. Think about this. There's a massive, but really quiet revolution happening right now, right under the hood of, well, pretty much every vehicle. It's not just about the car model anymore, it's about how it moves. And it's changing incredibly fast.
It really is.
So today, we're diving deep into the automotive powertrain market. Our mission. We want to cut through the jargon, give you the core insights from this key report by Cognitive Market Research. It's called Automotive Powertrain Market Trends and Future Opportunities.
Sounds good.
We'll look at what's really driving this change, some trends that might actually surprise you, the big hurdles manufacturers are facing, and ultimately what the future of getting from A to B looks like for you. Basically, this is your shortcut to understanding a market that's set to almost quadruple in, less than 10 years?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It may be just to start, what exactly is a powertrain? Because it's a term we'll use a lot.
Good point.
Simply put, it's everything that makes the car go. The engine or the electric motor, the transmission, drive shafts, differentials, all the bits that create power and get it to the wheels.
The heart of a car, essentially.
Exactly. It dictates performance, fuel efficiency, and, crucially nowadays, emissions.
Okay, let's get into it. The report makes it clear this isn't just steady growth, it's a massive shift. So what are the main things pushing this along?
Well, there are two really big ones. First, you got the huge and still growing demand for electric and hybrid vehicles. That shifts focus massively towards electric motors, batteries, that whole ecosystem.
Right, EVs are everywhere now.
But just as important, maybe even more so in some ways, are the regulations. Governments worldwide are getting really strict on emissions and fuel efficiency.
So it's policy pushing it too, not just people wanting Teslas.
Absolutely. A lot of this change is being mandated. It's not just optional for car makers.
And the numbers here are just, wow. The report estimates the market at what, USD 812 billion this year, 2024?
Around that.
But the forecast for 2032 is nearly USD 2.9 trillion. That's a compound annual growth rate, a CAGR, of 17.2%. I mean, 17% year-on-year growth. What does that actually feel like for the industry? That sounds incredibly fast.
Oh, it's breakneck speed. That kind of TGR puts it up there with the fastest growing tech sectors. It means constant pressure, massive investment in R&D, rapid retooling of factories, rethinking supply chains completely. It's a race just to keep up, let alone get ahead.
And it's not just passenger cars feeling this pressure, right? The report mentions other sectors, too.
That's right. Passenger cars are huge, obviously. But there's significant demand for advanced powertrains in aerospace, defense, construction equipment, even agriculture. It really shows this is a fundamental shift in how we power everything that moves, not just our personal vehicles.
And we're seeing deals reflect this, like Arval, the big leasing company, teaming up with BYD, the Chinese EV giant. Their deal is specifically to get more EVs into business fleets and rentals. It shows how even established players are adapting.
Exactly. It's filtering through the whole ecosystem.
So we've mentioned electrification being key. What other trends are really shaping this massive growth? Anything else popping out from the report?
Yeah, besides EVs, two other things stand out. One is the growing demand for automated transmissions. Automatics, DCTs, that sort of thing.
For fuel efficiency.
Precisely. They optimize gear shifts better than most humans can. And the other big trend is engine downsizing.
Smaller engines, but with turbos and things to keep the power up.
You got it. Smaller displacement, often turbocharged, giving similar power to older, bigger engines, but using less fuel and producing fewer emissions. Both are really focused on that efficiency angle.
Makes sense. Now let's talk location. The report breaks things down by region, which is always interesting. North America had the biggest slice in 2023, about 35%.
That's right. Their focus seems to be on modern powertrains, overall lightweight, efficient, low emissions, but also still focused on performance. A bit of a balancing act.
Okay, and how does that compare to Europe? They seem really focused on EVs over there.
Very much so. Europe's close behind with 30% share, but their growth is almost entirely driven by EV demand. You've got strong EU regulations plus national government targets. It's a very clear policy push towards electrification. So a slightly different dynamic than North America.
And Asia Pacific, often the engine room of manufacturing.
Indeed. Currently around 25%, with China and Japan being key players. But crucially, the report projects them hitting 29% by 2024, with the highest growth rate, 12% CAGR.
Wow.
Yeah, that acceleration is fueled by industrialization, plus adopting advanced powertrains and manufacturing machinery. It's a region really kicking into high gear. Lots of potential there.
So with all this growth and regional variation, you've got big established players like Mitsubishi Electric, Magna, Marelli. How are they staying on top? Are they just doubling down on what they know or changing?
Well, the report suggests they're doing everything. Pouring money into R&D, yes,
Yeah.
but also lots of mergers, acquisitions, partnerships. It's about broadening their scope.
So buying up EV tech companies, for instance.
Exactly. Companies known for, say, engine components are now aggressively partnering with or buying electric drivetrain specialists. It's about expanding and redirecting their expertise towards this electric future. And yeah, expect more new companies jumping in, especially from Asia Pacific, trying to grab a piece of this rapidly growing pie.
And here's a cool detail showing how tech filters down. All-wheel drive, AWD. Used to be just for fancy SUVs or sports cars, right? But now it's showing up in compact cars, even hybrids. What's that tell us?
It tells us consumer expectations are changing. AWD gives better grip, better handling, more stability, especially in bad weather. It's a safety and control feature.
So people expect it now, even on smaller cars.
Increasingly, yes. Its spread means better handling and safety aren't just luxury features anymore. And interestingly, the report notes high demand for AWD in premium cars in places like China and Japan. So performance and sophistication are key drivers there.
Okay, but it can't all be smooth sailing. Any market growing this fast must hit some bumps. What are the big challenges here?
Oh, definitely challenges. A major one highlighted is just the cost.
Yeah.
Producing these advanced powertrains is expensive.
Why is that? Is it the batteries?
Batteries are a big part of it for EVs, absolutely. They're complex, use costly materials. But it's not just EVs. Even for traditional engines, using lightweight materials like aluminum or especially carbon composites to boost efficiency. That drives up costs significantly.
Right, the materials themselves are pricey. Is it also just more complicated to build these things?
It's absolutely both. The complexity is huge. Developing and building advanced combustion engines with turbocharging, downsizing, sophisticated transmissions, it requires incredible precision, high-spec components that's inherently expensive.
Okay.
Then you layer on top the massive R&D spend needed just to keep meeting tougher and tougher emissions rules. So automakers are constantly juggling performance, efficiency, cost, and trying to scale it all up. It's a huge balancing act.
And that leads to another challenge, doesn't it? The actual technical difficulty of making all these new parts work together.
A massive one. Integrating things like e-drives, advanced transmissions, totally new battery chemistries, even fuel cells. It's incredibly complex.
It's not just designing a better battery, it's making it work flawlessly with everything else.
Exactly. Engineering teams have to create systems that are efficient, reliable, affordable, and manufacturable at scale. Every single innovation, whether it's longer-range batteries or faster hydrogen refueling, needs enormous R&D to get right and integrate properly.
Okay, so looking past the challenges, let's peer into the crystal ball. What major shifts does the report see coming down the road for powertrains?
Well, the direction is clear. A major transition is underway and will continue. It's driven by tech advancements, those regulations we talked about, and, what consumers want. EVs and hybrids are definitely going to keep grabbing more market share. Think battery electrics, BEVs, plug-in hybrids, PHEVs, and also fuel cell electric vehicles, FCEVs.
Right, and for those BEVs to really take over, battery tech seems crucial, getting more range, faster charging.
Absolutely critical for mainstream adoption. Better energy density, faster charging speeds, those are key battlegrounds. But it's not only about batteries.
Yes.
Hydrogen is expected to grow significantly too, especially perhaps for commercial vehicles, long-haul trucks,
Yeah.
applications where range and quick refueling are paramount.
Potentially solving some problems batteries still struggle with in those heavy-duty uses.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
And you see companies positioning for this multi-pronged future, like that joint venture between Geely and a Renault 50-50 split, aiming to lead in next-gen efficient hybrid and other powertrain solutions. They're covering their bases.
So with all this focus on electric and hydrogen, what happens to the good old internal combustion engine? Is it just fading away?
Not quite yet, or at least not immediately. The report suggests a more nuanced picture, especially in the short to medium term, meaning advanced combustion engines will keep improving. Think better turbocharging, more downsizing, higher thermal efficiency. They'll get cleaner and more efficient to meet stricter rules. This keeps them relevant, particularly in places where EV charging infrastructure is still patchy or where consumers aren't ready to switch yet. There'll be a bridge technology for a while.
Okay, that makes sense. One last piece. Smart tech, AI, IoT, connectivity. How does that play into the future powertrain?
Oh, hugely. Future powertrains will be deeply integrated with smart tech. IoT sensors collecting real-time data, AI analyzing it.
For what purpose? Better mileage.
Better mileage, yes, but also optimizing performance on the fly, better diagnostics. Imagine predictive maintenance. Your car tells you a part might fail soon based on sensor data before it actually breaks down.
That would be useful.
Right. Reduce downtime, extend powertrain life. And beyond that, there's a bigger push for sustainability in manufacturing recyclable materials, greener processes. Plus, continuing that drive for lightweight materials like composites and aluminum to squeeze out every bit of efficiency. It's a whole system evolution.
So wrapping up, it's clear the automotive powertrain market is really at a fascinating point, kind of reinventing the old while racing towards the electric future.
Yeah, it's incredibly dynamic, driven by tech, rules, and just what we all want from our vehicles.
And there's this interesting instability, isn't there? Electrification seems like the end goal.
Right, that seems to be the dominant long-term trend.
But these advanced combustion engines still have a vital role to play, especially as a bridge where the charging networks, for example, aren't fully built out yet.
Exactly. It highlights a paradox. The future is electric, but the present and near future still rely on refining the old tech too. It's not an overnight switch.
So here's something for you to think about. As our cars get smarter, more connected, as the powertrain itself learns and optimizes, how does that change how you feel about driving? What's our relationship with our cars going to be like in this hyper-intelligent automotive future? What new possibilities or maybe new headaches will that bring for you?